In the news this week, plans to make divorce much easier have come to a halt. The BBC promotes radical gender ideology to children, and thousands take a stand for the unborn in Northern Ireland. Hello. Radical plans to make the divorce process far quicker have been stopped in their tracks. The Divorce, Dissolution and Separation Bill was dropped when the government ended the parliamentary session. Under the plans, people would have been able to simply walk away from a marriage without their spouses being able to contest the decision. There would have been a minimum legal period of just 6 months between the application for divorce and it being finalised. Supporters of the legislation are keen for it to return in the coming months. This could happen if the courts overturn the proroguing of Parliament or it is reintroduced in a new parliamentary session. Kieran Kelly, a Deputy Director at the Christian Institute, welcomed the news but cautioned that the plans could return.
We're delighted by this news. There's no doubt this was a marriage records charter and would have made the existing epidemic levels of divorce even worse. It was opposed by the public, so 83% of those who responded to the government's consultation said that they disagreed with removing the right to contest a divorce. So this is good news, but we must be on guard against it coming back in the future.
The BBC is telling children aged 9 to 12 that there are more than 100 different gender identities. In Identity, Understanding Sexual and Gender Identities, a video made by BBC Teach for use in classrooms, children ask questions about sexual orientation and transgenderism.
What are the different gender identities?
That's a really, really exciting question to ask. Do you know there are so many gender identities? So we know we've got male and female, but there are over 100, if not more, gender identities now. So we know that some people might feel like they're two different genders. So people might think they're bi-gender. And then you've got some people who might call themselves genderqueer, who are just like, I don't really want to be anything in particular, I'm just going to be me.
The video also included a transgender activist who was born female but identifies as a man, and a lesbian head teacher who promote their own lifestyles to the children. The accompanying resources suggest various activities inviting children to discuss and explore sexuality and gender. A video promoting assisted suicide has been branded sensationalist and scaremongering by a leading end-of-life charity. Hospice UK slammed the message as misleading and irresponsible and called for the video to be removed. Chief Executive Tracy Bleakley said the video is a misrepresentation that undermines a strong evidence base of expert care. She added that such campaigning could scare vulnerable people from accessing the support that they need. Dr. Gordon MacDonald from Care Not Killing spoke to the CI.
Well, CNK was shocked by the video, and we share the views of many people in palliative care who expressed outrage at the tone of the video and the content of the video. It was completely misrepresentative of palliative care, the hospice movement. It's scaremongering of the worst kind. And we think that Dignity and Dying take the video down, as did the UK.
And finally, in Northern Ireland, an estimated 20,000 people have taken a stand for the lives of unborn children. They converged at Stormont in a silent protest against Westminster imposing abortion on the province. If the Northern Ireland Executive is not restored by the 21st of October, politicians will introduce unregulated abortion. Hannah Irwin was at the demonstration.
You really got the sense of the strength of public opinion on this issue in Northern Ireland, that Northern Ireland is by and large pro-life, that people are not for a liberalisation of our abortion laws, but this is something that's being imposed on us from outside. And as we stood at the base of Stormont in silence for 6 minutes, you felt the solemnity, the sadness and concern over this issue that people have. And it really hit home to me that we must pray, we must act, we must contact politicians, but we also must make sure that our churches and homes are places of refuge for all women and families, so that no one feels like abortion is something that they have to choose.
Hannah Gowdy, who also attended, told the Christian Institute it was an incredible privilege to be a part of the NI Voiceless protest at Stormont, and a truly humbling experience to stand with so many from so many walks of life. We trust that our silence has spoken volumes, and we pray that our voice will be heard by those in Westminster. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.